Logging into Ransomware Rewind requires Google Authenticator, and here you'll see the power user selecting the number of license he or she needs in order to deploy agents to the endpoints. Purchasing license is quick and simple in our easy-to-use e-commerce model. As soon as they're purchased, those licenses are ready to assign to agents that you deploy on your endpoints. You can either do them individually and download them per machine as the administrator. And for more advanced users, you can use a secure token to assign unique username and password automatically per endpoint. And you can deploy that either via SSH or your favorite installer. So that end users and administrators know that Ransomware Rewind is running smoothly, you have the ability to check the desktop app to see that Ransomware Rewind is properly collecting endpoint forensics. Here's the thing, Ransomware Rewind must be installed prior to an attack, and if you think about why, it's because our algorithms need to observe the ransomware behavior and cryptographic materials in order to construct the custom decryptor. In the case shown here, it's a good thing that the ransomware agent is installed on this endpoint, because we're demonstrating a machine that has a ton of valuable user files, whether those are PDFs, photos, they could be financial documents for your business, or other sensitive employee and customer data. Now in the example, just as a criminal attacker would, we are running AES encryption on the files, demonstrating the speed of which they can take control of an endpoint. Now assume your business got hit. We are in the phase of incident response. The power user or IT administrator is submitting to Ransomware Rewind an encrypted file. Relatively quickly then, we are able to produce the custom decryptor solution for that endpoint. And the way we're able to do that is because the agent has been collecting that forensic data off the endpoint this entire time. And so with machine learning algorithms in the agent, plus a lot of heavy lifting in the cloud, once we have the sample encrypted file, we can then provide the capability to decrypt automatically with the custom solution. As for a quick note about data compliance and governance, what we don't do is upload customer files and company data during day-to-day operations because we don't need it. Instead, when the agent is installed, we use generic behavioral metadata off the endpoint instead, which allows us to look at how files were accessed and check for certain types of ransomware known patterns. In order to decrypt the entire endpoint now, the automated decryptor is ready to run. You'll notice it decrypts in order with unique variables per file. This shows how fast the decryptor is working and the order it needs to happen, showing the complexity of modern ransomware. Here's an example of a large file being opened mid-decryption. It isn't ready, and we won't stop the decryptor because we don't want to corrupt the file. But shortly thereafter, it's completed. The order of decryption is very important for success. You'll notice on the screen the files are reappearing in different orders. This is because the attackers encrypted them in this order, and our automation must work in accordance with that. The time it takes to decrypt an endpoint can vary, and times are always improving with new versions of the product, as well as success rate. Presently, we're able to address 50 to 70% of ransomware, and with our new release before the end of the year in 2020, we'll be 90% or above. As for that last 10%, we've covered all known criminal hacker techniques to date. We're proactively looking for new ways that attackers will be targeting your organization and implementing that continuously into the product.